I posted that today is going to be a celebration of doing hard things, right? And whenever we have a dream or a thought or something we want to try, of course it's going to be hard, right? At first. And how we react to it being hard is the secret to making it work. So, I'm going to start with this one. Whenever I'm afraid to try something new, I ask myself, Red, what's the worst you could do? Let the whole world see what in fact is true, that I look like I'm learning 'cause I am. Hey, looky over here, I'm a great big mess. I don't know what I'm doing, I confess. But the only road I know to success is to look like I'm learning 'cause I am. Oh, there's so many things in this world to try. Most of them I just let go by. But some of them call so strong to me, I just jump right in with my two left feet. Whoa, looky over here, I'm a great big mess. I don't know what I'm doing, I confess. But it seems to me I'll never get it right unless I look like I'm learning 'cause I am. Let's start learning. There are so many things in this world to try. Most of them I just let go by. But some of them call so strong to me, I just jump right in with my two left feet. Whoa, looky over here, I'm a great big mess. I don't know what I'm doing, I confess. But the only road I know to success is to look like I'm learning. Lord knows I'm learning, it looks like I'm learning 'cause I am. Woo, learning. Yeah. Wow. So, the first thing when we're going to learn something is to try and do it, right? Okay. So, that's the first thing, is to just not be afraid to try. But the next thing we got to do is just get into it, right? So let's try. And we did this one not too long ago, but we weren't thinking about it from having to learn. So let's go riding on a bicycle. Let's go riding on a bicycle. Let's go riding on a bicycle. Whoa, 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 whoa. How many of you are riding around on a two-wheeler? Have you learned how to do that? That's tricky. It's hard. A little scary, because once you get going and who's ever with you lets go of the bike and you have to go, whoa, and you don't know how to stop and all that, right? Learning how to do that, right? Or, let's see, what else? How about learning how to say see ya? Oh, that makes. Say see ya. Thank you. Good afternoon, say see ya. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, so what else can we learn to ride? How about riding on a skateboard? Let's go riding on a skateboard. Let's go riding on a skateboard. Let's go riding on a... Whoa, and the thing is, anything with wheels, once it gets going, we get nervous going down a little hill, right? Yep. Jan says he had trouble with learning how to do a two-wheeler because he had trouble with balance. Oh, wow. Terry says the focus word at Todd Elementary this month in April is courage, which is exactly what we're talking about. Courage. The courage to try something else and not look like you know how to do it. Maybe look a little silly at the beginning, right? What else? What else can we ride that we have to learn how to do? One time when I was in college, I got a motorcycle. I did. I had a motorcycle. And I'm thinking, I've ridden a two-wheel bike before. This shouldn't be too hard. And then you realize there's some weight You know, it's got a little bit of weight to it. It wasn't a very big one, and you got to learn how to use the brake with your foot, and I mean, you change your gears with your foot. You got your it's a bunch of different things you have to learn. And I remember taking off the first time. Let's go riding on a motorcycle. Let's go riding on a motorcycle. Let's go riding on a motorcycle. It looks cool to go tearing off into the distance, but if you're doing it for the first time, it's a little scary, right? Well, and we always have in this song the verse about let's go riding on a horse. How many of you have ridden on a horse before? I have. They are very big animals. They're much bigger than us. And they put you up on the side. You climb up into the saddle and you put your hands on. Go ahead, put your hands on the rein. Hold the reins. You can pet the horse. Yeah. And they usually give you one that isn't too crazy to ride, you know, because they don't want you to get hurt. And you have your feet in the stirrups and you're sitting there and this big animal is like in charge in a way. I mean, you want to tell it what to do, but it may or may not do it, right? You get up there, you have the courage to get on there by yourself. Let's go riding on a... Wait a minute. Come on, Jake. What's the matter? I said, let's go ride. Come on, Jake. Let's go. Come on. What? Come on, let's go riding on. Here he goes. Let's go riding on a horse. Let's go riding on a big brown horse. Slow down, Jake. Slow down. Let's go riding on a horse. Let's go riding on a horse. Let's go riding on a big brown horse. Slow down. My goodness. Woo! Anything takes practice. And usually when we're doing it for the first time, we don't know how, we look a little silly. Look like I'm learning because I am. So the next thing to remember when you're learning something is it's not gonna be perfect. It's not gonna be perfect. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody is, I hope. Let's make this clear. Learning how to love and be loved anyway. That's a big part of why we're here. If I'm not perfect, will you still love me just the way I am? If you're not perfect, I will love you the very best I can. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody is. Let's make this clear. Learning how to love and be loved anyway. That's a big part of why we're here. Even with our imperfections, we are still amazing. Inside every one of us, a brilliant star is blazing. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect, nobody is, let's make this clear. But learning how to love and be loved anyway, that's a big part of why we're here. Even with your imperfections, you are still amazing. I can see inside of you, a brilliant star is blazing. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody is. Let's make this clear. Learning how to love and be loved anyway. Let's start learning how right here. Yeah. I've got so many things I want to do. You've got so many things you want to do in your life. Just think of the things you really want to learn how to do and be good at. It's going to take some time. It's not going to be perfect. But if the people around us who love us are there and say, I like the way you're working at that. I see you're making progress, aren't you? Good work. That's hard, isn't it? You know? That's what we want. Is people around us telling us we can do it. We can. We can. So, let's see. I want to do this one. Is it here? Yeah, it's on here. Let me see. Okay. Because when we take these things on, it takes perseverance. It takes hanging in, right? Hanging in, holding on, pushing through till I'm done, staying on track, hour after hour, finding the strength, finding the power, keep going, keep going, keep going on. In one way, one of us takes a dream and starts it flying. It's the part of us that never gives up, just keeps on trying, 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 hanging in, holding on, pushing through till we're done, staying on track, hour after hour, finding the strength, finding the power to keep going, keep going, keep going on, keep going, keep going, keep going on. You gotta keep going, keep going, keep going on. Yeah, we just keep going. And it doesn't always look beautiful. Just ask anybody who's done anything that's hard. You know, ask an older kid at school who's really good at something. Yeah, and they'll probably say, yeah, I was pretty good at it to start, but you know what? To get the ball go through the hoop every time I shoot, it's really hard. I practice and I practice and I practice. Good job, right? For trying. Let's see, Jan says, when I was younger, I took horseback riding lessons. He loved it. Yeah, pretty cool, huh? Yeah. So that means sometimes looking at it in different ways, finding different ways to figure out a solution to whatever it is that's in the way of you getting to the next step, right? So you're heading outside with your friends to play when your mama says, take your little brother today. But the big kids are fast and the little kids are slow. What game can we play together? I don't know. You gotta shake your brains. Figure it out. There's no need to scream or shout. You gotta work that thing you got upstairs. You gotta activate what's under your hair. You gotta shake your brains. You gotta shake your brains. You gotta shake your brains all day long. Oh yeah. Now you wanna pretend that you're a star singing on a stage and playing guitar, so you don't have an instrument. It's all in your head, but there's wood and there's glue and there's string in the shed, so shake your brains. Figure it out. There's no need to scream or shout. You gotta work that thing you got upstairs. You gotta activate what's under your hair. You gotta shake your brains. You gotta shake your brains. You gotta can you do that? Or your brains all day long. And that bass drum part, can you do that? Shake your brains, you go. You gotta shake your brains, you go. You gotta shake your brains all day long. Oh yeah. Now if it costs $1 to go to the zoo and you got $6 but there's 7 of you, there's gotta be a way to earn the rest of the dough. Better think fast if you're all gonna go. You gotta shake your brains. Figure it out. There's no need to scream or shout. You gotta work that thing you've got upstairs. You gotta activate what's under your hair. You gotta shake your brains. You gotta shake your brains. You gotta shake your brains all day long. Oh yeah. You gotta shake your brains. You gotta shake your brains. You gotta shake your brains all day long. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Things will be difficult. Wait a minute. Oh, I missed somebody. Hey, Tamra and Briley and Wyatt from Cedar Rapids. Yay. Nice to see you guys. I'm going to be in Iowa in the summer in Altoona for a concert. Altoona, Iowa. Yes. Okay. Thank you, Susan. Yay. Yeah, so do we get frustrated? Of course we get frustrated. Do we get impatient? You bet we get impatient. We want the next step to happen, right? My advice to you and to myself, whenever I get impatient about things not going quite the way I want them to, breathe. Remember to breathe. Everybody take a big breath. Whether it's something you're working on that you're having trouble with, that you're trying to hang in there and get it done, or whether it's just something you really want and it isn't coming yet. It isn't going to happen quite yet. You know, whether it's waiting for dessert or waiting for... Oh, I remember when I was little at Christmas, my grandmother would be with us and we'd all have breakfast. We were ready to go and open up the presents. Actually, did we have breakfast? No, we couldn't have had breakfast first. That's impossible. We'd all get up and we'd have to wait for my grandmother, and she had took a long time in the morning to get going. And we were so impatient. All those presents under the tree. That's when I was little. Yeah, impatient. Waiting. So hard for me to do. Nothing seems to happen when I want it to. Wishing, hoping, wanting won't change my misery. So when I get impatient, this works for me. I breathe in, breathe out. Try it. We're going swinging my shoulders, shake. The crazy's all about. And then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if I'm still impatient, I do it all again. Sitting by the telephone, wanting it to ring. I'm getting so impatient, I can't do anything. The water takes a while to boil and bread needs time to rise. Things happen when they're ready, there's no need to traumatize. I breathe in, breathe out. Oh, you know, squiggle my shoulders, shake, the crazy's all about. And then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if I'm still impatient, I do it all again. Waiting at the movies on the ticket line, it moves so slowly. Hey, this is an opportunity to be patient. My homework special project came out so good. I can't wait to find out what grade I got. I have to be patient. My birthday is next Friday. I think I know what I'm getting for a present. It's just so hard to be patient. I breathe in, breathe out. Wiggle and squiggle my shoulders, shake, the crazy's all about. And then I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And if I'm still impatient, I do it all again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, actually, Jan asked, "Am I serious about my birthday being next Friday?" No, I wrote that in the chorus. I mean, on the at the end of the song, because it's just, you're so impatient. But my birthday's actually in November. I sing this all throughout the year, so of course it isn't going to work for my birthday all the time. But maybe it's one of your birthdays coming up, right? And you're wondering, what are you going to get for a present, right? Can't wait. Okay, so we've talked about having the courage to step up and do something that you don't know how to do, and maybe looking a little silly, but that's all right, because it looks like I'm learning, because I am. We talked about accepting it's not going to be perfect right away, or probably ever, but it's going to be a lot better. Doing it, going out and doing it, right? Staying with it even when it gets a little hard, when you run into something that's difficult. Good job for hanging with it, right? Looking at it different ways creatively when you run into a problem. Having patience, breathing through it. Breathe, right? And then the most important thing is to have fun. Because we're learning something. It's incredible, right? Isn't it fun to learn new things? Sometimes we look at something that we're going to do that's new and we're afraid we're going to fail. And so we say, I don't want to try that. I'm sorry, I don't want to fail. And I understand. I get it. We all can go there. But if you think about it, you won't learn anything that way. You're not supposed to be perfect. You're supposed to grow. You're supposed to learn. You're supposed to get better. That's what you were put here to do, right? So having the courage to try something new and then learning to look at those challenges is, wow, what am I going to learn? How can I learn? This problem, what am I going to learn from this? Anyway, it really can be fun. Anyway, let's just do a fun song just to remind ourselves that learning everything is about being fun, having fun, learning new things. So this song, you guys know, it's called Down by the Sea. There's motions. When we get to the end, we're going to add new verses. Think about what you might want to learn to do at the beach that you've never done before. And we'll add new verses. You can put them into the chat and we'll make new verses about things that might be hard the first time, like surfing, for example. I've tried that, and that's really hard. You really have to stay with that to learn. But it's fun to try, right? And then if you decide you really want to stick with it, you learn how to do it because it looks so cool. All right, down by the sea, my family and me, we love to jump in the waves. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves. Isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm, hot sand. Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to ride on the raft. Yahoo! Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves, ride on the raft. Yahoo! Isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm, hot sand. Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to look for shells. Ooh, ah. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves, ride on the raft. Yahoo! Look for shells. Ooh, ah. Isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm, hot sand. Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to lay in the sun. Hot, hot. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves, ride on the raft. Yahoo! Lay in the sun. Hot, hot. Look for shells. Ooh. Ah, isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm, hot sand. What are some things you might want to try at the beach that you've never done before? Have you ever flown a kite at the beach? Yeah. It's so much fun to watch the kite go up in the air, but you do have to learn how to hold the kite, and release it into the wind. It's not real hard, but it might go a couple of times at the beginning. Might look a little funny, right? But boy, when that kite goes up in the air and you can feel the wind pulling on it, pulling that kite away, and you can feel the tug on the string, it's exciting, right? Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to fly a kite. Whoa, down by the sea, we all agree is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves, ride on the raft, yahoo! Lay in the sun, hot, hot, look for shells, ooh, ah, fly a kite. Whoa, isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm, hot sand. Lindsay says, go to Panama City. All right, well, if we're going to go to Panama City, we got to have either a map or maybe a map app on your phone that tells you where to drive the car, right? Got to figure out how to get there. Down by the sea, my family and me, we're going to Panama City. Okay, let me see. Make a left up here. Okay, and it says go 2 miles and then make a right. Down by the sea, we all agree is the very best place in the world to be. We love to fly a kite. Whoa, we love to go to Panama City. All right, here we go. Isn't it wonderful, isn't it grand, just wiggling your toes in the warm, hot sand. You know something I really have wanted to do? It's a little harder as you get old. The only reason I haven't really tried hard to do it is because I'm afraid I'll break a bone, right? Because you stand up, and have you ever seen, what do they call them? Skim boards. Skim boards. They're not big, they're thin, and you throw them down, and when the water comes in, the wave comes in, and there's that real thin little bit of water, as you know, just at the end of when the wave comes in, you throw the board down on it, and you run and you jump on it, and it goes shh. You go skimming along. And I watch these 9 and 10-year-old boys doing it at the beach, and I just go, oh man, I so want to do that. And I read up on it and everything, and it sort of, what I read was, this is probably not the best thing for somebody who's 70 to be doing, because you probably fall the first 100 times you do it, and then you might end up with a broken bone. So I don't do that one. Sometimes there is wisdom in your choices. But we did do wind surfing lessons, because I really love that too. You know, where you put a harness on and there's a big kite that is attached to you and it pulls you along. We did it on the sand. We were taking lessons, my boys and I. Learning stuff. Yeah. Down by the sea, my family and me, we love to go skimboarding. Throw that board down and jump on it. Down by the sea, we all agree, is the very best place in the world to be. We love to jump in the waves, ride on the raft, yahoo! Lay in the sun, hot, hot, look for shells, ooh, ah, fly a kite, whoa! We love to skimboard. Isn't it wonderful? Drive to Panama City. Make a left. Okay, make a right. We made it to Panama City. Woo! Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it grand? Just wiggling your toes in the warm, hot sand. Yay! Well, what are you going to learn today? What are you going to learn? What are you willing to not be perfect at and start learning today? Yeah. Doesn't mean you're not going to try to learn how to be perfect, but for starters, you don't have to worry about being perfect, because you're not going to be. I got so many things right now I'm learning to do that I am not perfect at. But I'm putting in some time and some effort, and I get better and better at it. That's what I want to celebrate for you. What you've been working hard at and getting better and better at. Because you have so many things to learn. Yeah. So actually, next week, I am going to be doing concerts in person in Findlay, Ohio. So I won't be able to do this concert next week, but the week after I will. and I'll see you then. But you can go on YouTube or on Facebook and pull up one of my older concerts and watch them next week. And we're going to be waiting for pictures from Yasmin from the Isle of Wight. Yes, with her family. Yeah, great. So you guys have a wonderful week, 2 weeks, and I'll see you then. Okay? So have a great week, and I love you guys. Bye-bye.